Welcome
How's it going?
back. We are here. We are present. We are focused. We are zen for this episode of Crime, Cocktails, and BS. Why am I saying that? Because Kaisa and I have already decided this is going to be an unhinged episode, and we know how much you guys love those.
Yeah,
Slash,
we have like a month and a half of unhinged episodes.
I guess that's just normal now. It's no longer unhinged. It's normal
It's
behavior.
just normal. I have a fever and Alex
Kaisa's
has been
dying.
flying every day of the week for like
Kaisa has taken a turn for the Victorian child. Sticking Sarah. And I am just un I'm just tired. I'm
yeah.
overtired, overwhelmed, and wanting everything has been making me cry.
I, I'm so sorry.
Everything. It's like I can't be on TikTok, I can't be on Instagram, I can't look out the window. Everything is making me cry. And I'm like, why? Nothing should be making like some of the things it's like it's not cry worthy. It was like I was in the car and I was driving and Bob Marley came on and it's Could You Be Loved, which is a great song. Very positive, uplifting. And I start crying because I'm like, he got shot and he was murdered.
Oh my gosh. Well, I get that, especially if you
But
have like a memory tied to
I
the
should,
song or
but I
something.
don't, but his death is, that was the first time I ever thought about it when it came to the
Oh,
song. And I haven't seen the movie. So it's very just out of nowhere. Everything is making me cry. And I'm not pregnant, by the way, guys.
yeah.
So
You just had to get it out. It's like coming out in
clearly,
different ways when you're holding it back, I think.
clearly. But you
Clearly,
also started crying today, so that
I
makes me
did.
feel a lot
Like, why
better.
are the algorithms showing me sad dog videos? I'm over it.
It's
Stop.
was that on TikTok?
It was on Reels because I'm
Oh,
a
but
millennial and that's what
is it that one song though that keeps playing with all the dog videos? Have you seen these on TikTok? It's like people are wanting to
is
hurt
it like
you.
the little piano song?
I don't know which one, but it
The
keeps
sad
playing
song.
and it's like, "Hi, I'm blank. I'm so happy you picked me to come home with you." And it's like the whole dog's life story
Oh, that's
when they
cute
put it
though.
down.
Oh
No, to
no,
when they put
not
it
that
down.
part.
And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's what's been showing up. And then just like weird, like
tears, just paint tears. I
I
just need
know.
permanent tears on my face.
Like, I don't want to see the sad dog that was born with deformities and is crying. Like, please don't send me that.
Did
Please.
someone sending these you, or is it just the algorithm is sending
Oh
them
no,
to you?
just the
Okay,
flip
because I'm
through
about to call
algorithm.
out the person who's sending them
No.
to you to be like, listen,
If
sir
anyone
or
sent me
ma'am.
that, I would block them.
Yeah. Um, I did think of something to ask you today,
Oh yes.
but I don't know why I thought of it. I was just like in the car and I was like, what's the most random question that always seems to pop into your head that you think about?
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Why do we work so much of our
Period.
life? Yeah. Like, what is life?
That is a great question. I appreciate that question sincerely
Yeah.
because I agree with that. It's like you're born, you go to school, that's work. Then you get a
Hmm.
job, that's literally the definition of work. And then what you retire at whatever old age, and then you're supposed to be like, now what? I want
Hmm.
to enjoy life now.
Same. I just want to adventure.
Yeah, I'm in a really
What
like
about you? What's your question?
unhinged mood. I think today I was like, why does traffic exist on both sides of the road when it's
I'm
only on
obsessed
one
with
side?
that.
Because think about it though, like if it's happening on one side of the road, I get it. I think there needs to be a better system of how we just, maneuver it over. So we're not all sitting in traffic for an hour. But why then on the other side of the road, people are so fucking nosy that they have to literally pause their car to see what's happening and then continue driving.
Yeah.
Riddle me this. Why?
Riddle me
Why do we
this.
have to do this?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Thank you. Also the new Beetlejuice I was gonna call it a documentary and it's really not. It's the new Beetlejuice 2 trailer came out.
Oh my gosh.
I
I'm, like,
cannot wait.
nervous about it, but, like,
Why are you nervous about it?
because I
Looks good.
loved Beetlejuice.
Well, here's the thing,
I'm
Winona
worried they're
Ryder's in
gonna
it again. Michael
right.
Keaton is back as Beetlejuice himself.
Yes.
Jenna Ortega's in it, which she kind of
I love her.
this is like a role for her. Like, she's so good in Wednesday. And I
Mhm,
was
so
nervous
good.
about Wednesday because Wednesday Addams has a very special place in my cold, dark
She
heart.
did a great job on
She did
that.
such a good job. So I'm feeling good about and what's her name? Catherine O'Hara is back in it too as her role.
Is it the same, like, plot line, or is it a
Um,
new story?
I think it's a new story. So
Okay,
in the
that's cool.
trailer, um, it looks like Jenna Ortega finds the city in the attic. And
Oh.
Winona Ryder goes up there and Beetlejuice is there and he's like, the juice is loose. And I'm like, haha, that line wasn't around when the original movie came out, huh? That came later.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so Mina, my sister and I have this argument all the time because we both remember it differently, that we watched Beetlejuice on our birthday every year when we were little, and I was like, "It was on my birthday," and she says she watched it on her birthday and
Could
had
it
a
be
party.
both?
I don't think so.
Weren't your parents just with you?
They won't remember.
I don't know.
They
They're the
won't.
parents doing that.
They're still here.
Ugh. Oh, can you just ask them next time you see? Are you having dinner with
Yeah.
them tonight? Which is why we had to record.
No,
Oh,
no.
they were
Yes.
like, I need
I
to
don't
record
know.
before 5. And I was like, okay, no problem. We can absolutely do that. Yes,
No,
sir.
no, I just need to go back to bed.
That's fine. We're gonna get you back to bed. Before we do that though, let's get through this episode. So um
Yes.
I have no segue. Let's get into Kaisa's cocktail corner.
Ice's cocktail corner.
Ooh, insert music.
Up,
The
let me pull
sensual
it up.
music about Kaisa's cocktail corner.
This is called Valley Vibes.
Oh, I wonder why. I love it. I can
Yes.
tell you one thing. I
What?
love that drink more than I love the show.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So this is tequila blanco, uh, pineapple juice, lime juice, triple sec, Aperol,
You were about to say
sparkling water.
spritz.
Yeah, it was lime. And these are golden berries. Have you ever had these?
No, at first I thought they were a tomato.
They're so
Then I
good.
was like, oh, maybe it's a persimmon because Kaisa and Dane grow the craziest freaking plants in their yard.
I don't know what they're actually called. I'm gonna look it up, but it's from Trader Joe's and you should try it.
Oh, I wonder if they have them at my Trader Joe's.
They're really like sour.
Is this a national thing that's going around or is it just a California thing?
I think it's not new. So it's been around for years.
I'm going to find out.
Oh, I
Golden
guess they're
berries is what you
called,
call them?
yeah, I guess they're Kajora Fresh. Is that the brand?
No
Oh,
idea.
yeah. But they're super good. They're like sour and sweet and delicious.
So they're Sour Patch Kids, but
Basically, they do kind of taste like Sour Patch Kids,
because
actually.
first they're sour, then they're sweet.
Yes.
Cute.
Mm.
Well, yes, the Valley vibes. So we'll be talking about the Valley, not because we
Hmm.
necessarily want to, but because we have to. But first, we're going to talk about the Lindbergh Baby kidnapping and all of the new conspiracy theories that are coming out. Also, shout out to all of our new listeners, two in particular who actually inspired this because I had to talk with them about it and was like, we
Ooh,
need to
I didn't know
record
that.
this. Yes, it was on one of my work trips. Um,
Ooh.
so Nick and Jackie, thank you for this.
Hi, Nick and Jackie. I don't know
Yes.
you, but hello.
Yeah, so hopefully they weren't lying to me and they're actually listening to this because that would
Yes.
be awkward. But yes, let's let's chat
Let's
about
chat.
the Lindbergh baby. So I guess I could do a quick history and I'll make it quick because I know I can ramble.
No, we love it.
No, we don't.
Also, you're really good at rambling because it's, like, interesting. You have, like, the tone changes
Oh
and
my
everything,
god, stop.
like we
Date
talked about on
me.
our work trip.
Yes, Kaisa and I just spent like 48 hours together and it was the most magical time of my life.
Oh, it was so magical.
So magical. I really enjoyed building a cardboard arcade with you.
Yes. Air hockey.
Our non-air our
It's so funny.
non-air air hockey table. Yes.
It's lovely.
That no one played at because they're mean.
They skipped it totally.
Yeah.
We all know Lindbergh. It's a famous name.
Yeah. Do you know why it's so famous?
Why? Tell me. I do know
So,
why, but
yes. So Charles Lindbergh was the first aviator to make a nonstop flight across the Atlantic.
Mhm.
Wonderful. Too bad he's
Wonderful.
probably a killer. Now, let's get
Yeah.
into it. So, on March 1st, 1932, Charles Augustus Lindbergh Jr. Now that's a mouthful. Oh, trigger warning.
Augustus Scoop. Huh.
We need to do a trigger warning, I guess.
Oh yeah, trigger warning. This involves
Ooh, light.
murder.
Murder,
Children getting
kidnapping,
hurt.
ransom notes, suicide actually in a part of it. I know you're gonna learn a lot.
I didn't know that.
What else? The FBI is involved.
Falsely accused people getting sentenced to death.
1930, yes, 1930s,
Weirdness.
in general,
Yeah, really weird.
really weird times. Okay, so
Mm.
March 1st, 1932, Charles Augustus Lindbergh Jr. was kidnapped around 9 p.m. from the nursery on the second floor of the Lindbergh home in Hopewell, New Jersey. The child's nurse, Betty Gow, reported the child missing to the parents who were home at the time at 10 p.m. The search of the premises was immediately made, and a ransom note demanding $50,000 was found on the nursery windowsill. Now, here's the scene of the crime. There's traces of mud on the floor of the nursery. There's footprints, which they found under the nursery window. However, they were, quote unquote, impossible to measure. 1930s people.
Mhm.
There were two sections of the ladder that had been used in reaching the window. One of the two sections was split or broken where it joined the other, indicating that the ladder had broken during either the ascent or the descent. I'm going to say probably the descent.
Mhm.
And
That
then there
makes
were
more
no
sense.
blood stains in or about the nursery, nor were there any fingerprints. So really no concrete evidence at this point.
Mhm. But who knows? Their
But who knows?
technology was terrible,
Yes, exactly.
so
Again, 1930s.
yeah,
Wasn't the most technologically savvy time of our
definitely
lives.
not.
Okay, so there were 13 ransom notes in total going over this time. Colonel Lindbergh actually asked friends to communicate with the kidnappers, not raptors.
Kid rappers.
I'm very tired. And they made widespread appeals for the kidnappers to start negotiations. I'm so sorry.
We've got this. We've
Then
got
a day. Okay. Dr. John F. Condon who lived in the Bronx in New York City was a retired school principal and published in the Bronx Home News an offer to act as a go-between and to pay an additional $1,000 ransom to the kidnapper. So a bunch of random ransom notes start going, and by the 7th, the baby's sleeping suit accompanied the note and was later delivered to Colonel Lindbergh, and it was identified as the baby's. The 8th ransom note insisted on complete compliance in advising that the kidnapping had been planned for over a year. Kind of crazy. And also, the baby was like 20 months old when he was adopted, when kidnapped.
adopted. Oh gosh, we wish.
This is going to be a long one. I'm sorry. Okay, so imagine, so it was planned out over a year. So at 20 months old minus 12 is 8. So they started planning this apparently when he was 8 months old.
Mm,
Interesting. Just let's all keep these in mind. I'm
allegedly,
also turning
yeah.
red, which is probably because I have messed up so much already. Okay.
Wait,
Bethany,
have you watched Drag Race? That makes me want to say, have you watched the most recent episode?
of course I have.
What is
How dare you?
drag queen tripping or something? What did she say?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Can you hear the drilling that's happening somewhere that's not my home?
No, I can't.
Okay, thank God, because it's freaking me out. Okay. Um, Betty Gow, so uh the nurse, found the infant's thumb guard, which was worn at the time of the kidnapping, near the entrance of the estate. So now we get to the 13th note, the final note, which included instructions to find the baby on a boat named Nellie near Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. So they're taking us from New Jersey to Massachusetts and saying like, "Oh, this is where you'll find the baby." Obviously, this was an unsuccessful search.
Hmm.
So now this brings us to May 12th, 1932, where unfortunately the body of the kidnapped baby was accidentally found, partly buried, partly and badly decomposed. And it was found about 4.5 miles southeast of the Lindbergh home. The head was crushed. There was a hole in the skull, and this says body members, but that doesn't, I guess some of
Yeah,
the body parts were missing.
yeah, limbs.
Yeah. He was positively identified and then cremated at Trenton, New Jersey on May 13th. So identified and cremated all on the same day. The coroner's
Just
examination.
destroying all them. But
Yeah, right? Again,
yeah.
1930s.
Hmm.
The coroner's examination showed that the child had been dead for about 2 months and that death was caused by a blow to the head, which makes sense with a giant hole in the skull.
Hmm.
All right. So now this was investigated between 1932 and 1934, which the FBI got involved right away. Now, a little man named J. Edgar Hoover, who maybe you've heard of or not, or had seen the Leonardo
Maybe.
DiCaprio movie, not sure.
Yeah.
He contacted the headquarters of the New Jersey State Police at Trenton, New Jersey, and told them that they would afford Colonel H. Norman Schwarzkopf all the assistance and cooperation of the FBI. However, for like the first few weeks, they were really just acting as like in a auxiliary capacity since it wasn't considered a federal jurisdiction or a federal case yet. However, May 13th, so the day that they identify and cremate the body, the president directed that all governmental investigative agencies should place themselves at the disposal of the state of New Jersey, and that the FBI should serve as a clearinghouse and coordinating agency for all investigations in this case conducted by federal investigative units. So it's like, okay, now we found the body. Now we're going to take this extra seriously.
Hmm.
And the president's even getting involved. So there were definitely some suspects at the time, one of which was Violet Sharp. She was the waitress in Mrs. Lindbergh's mother's home. I didn't know you could have a waitress in your home, but interesting. However, she committed suicide by swallowing poison when she was about to be re-questioned.
I
Dun, dun,
didn't know
dun.
that part
Yes.
at all.
It wasn't
Crazy.
until post her death that it was revealed that her movements the night of March 1st were carefully checked and she had no connection with the
It's
abduction.
so sad.
Could
That's
you
so sad.
imagine like being in that position and they're like, "We know it's you. We need to
You
like
killed a
question you again."
baby. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, "I'm just going to kill myself now because it sounds like you guys have like," and it's like, "Actually, you're fine. Sorry."
Gosh.
Yeah. But then we get to Bruno Richard Hauptmann, and this was considered the trial of the century. Now, by the way,
Hmm.
there was also a trial of the century in 1907. There was like a lot of trials of the century. This just happened to take the title next.
Hmm.
So why Bruno Richard Hauptmann? He had 16 of the gold certificates that were used as part of the ransom to get baby Lindbergh back. On one of the certificates, he had a license plate number written on it and found the number and address of John Condon, so the guy who was helping with the ransom notes and everything. He found that they found his number and address written on a cabinet door within Hauptmann's house, and claimed that the notes had been left behind by his friend Isidore Fish, who just conveniently left and returned to Germany. So that's what you do. So there was no concrete evidence during
Hmm.
his trial. And even an investigative journalist went into the home before the police had arrived and also noted that there was really no concrete evidence. It was all circumstantial. However, Supreme Supreme Court Justice.
Supreme
Yeah,
Court.
guys, I'm almost done, I promise. This is like my last 2 points. Supreme Court Justice Thomas W. Trenchard noted that, and this is a quote. Quote, like self. The quote.
You
The
can't.
crime of murder. I always laugh during these things. It's really bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Me too.
Crime
Because
of
you crack
murder
me up.
is not one which is always committed in the presence of witnesses, and if not so committed, it must be established by circumstantial evidence or not at all. So pretty much we're going to use whatever evidence we have and we're just going to take it down. So Hopton was convicted of the crime and put to death in the electric chair on April 3rd, 1936. Now, you might ask yourself, why are we talking about this 90 or so years later?
Self.
You know where I got that? I also got that from Drag Race when Ginger Minge was doing something and she was like, sometimes you ask yourself, self. And I always thought that was so
Ginger
funny.
Minge.
We love Ginge. Okay, now why are we talking about this 90 years later?
There's some new information, or at least theories.
Wow, that was so
really...
smooth.
I know, it was beautiful. Hoptman, by the way, was like saying he was innocent the whole time.
Of course he did.
Also the evidence, the circumstantial evidence that they have, like, sounds suspicious the way that it was found. Like someone snuck into the house and, you know, wrote an address or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, that was just my thoughts.
Those are pretty valid thoughts.
So there are several theories. I'm just gonna like go. This woman Perlman wrote a book, and I listened to her podcast episode, and it was kind of freaking interesting.
Because Kaisa's an overachiever.
I just got really into it because she covered so many details that were nowhere else to be found. So, basically, she said, starting at the beginning, that the ransom note was not actually found by the police, and when the nanny was
it
home
by?
and Charles like ran upstairs to check the baby and then saw that he was gone and said the kidnappers must have taken him, and then ran around and got a gun and like did all this crazy stuff. Like, what? Who just says the kidnappers took him?
The kidnappers must have taken him. Do you know how many TV shows have made fun of this?
I know.
Like, there's a scene in Family Guy where Peter flushes the Lindbergh baby down the toilet while he's watching him. Or he like goes down by accident and he's like, it was the kidnappers. Or he says something. I don't remember.
That's amazing. I need to watch that.
That's just obviously the one I think of.
It's just ridiculous. Okay, so so they said that he brought the note to the police. So did you write the note, sir? Did you write it?
Do you think they had the ability to check? It's like, nope, don't even finish that sentence.
I mean, they literally burned the body the next day after finding it.
That's true.
So
I was gonna say, you know, like handwriting, like comparing.
They didn't have that many things. I don't know, maybe, but I mean, it probably wasn't good.
Was that not being done back then? Was that not being done in the 1800s? Like, people knew how to write.
I mean, yeah, it's just looking at something and comparing it. I don't know. So
theories.
So after all the trial and everything, it came out that Charles was working with this scientist / doctor named Carrel. I don't know his first name because Alexis Carrel, and a French biologist, and they were working on this idea together where they could remove organs and preserve them and then replace them with other organs.
Oh, I did read about that. Or you told me that earlier.
They like believed that they were gonna have people live to age 400. Like they believed this.
Like the bicentennial man type deal?
Yeah. He was also sort of not a Nazi, but what is it called? Pioneer eugenicist. Is that a word? So he believed
Hold it up
that
to the screen and I'll tell you.
everyone
Because I don't have it written down.
he believed that everyone could be curate the genes to make a perfect human.
There's something called eugenics,
That's probably it.
the study of how to arrange reproduction within a human population to increase the occurrence of
Mhm.
heritable characteristics regarded as desirable. Ew.
That's it.
Oh yeah, look,
So
there it is. It's racially biased during the 20th century, especially after the adoption of its doctrines by the Nazis in order to justify their treatment of Jews, disabled people, and other minority groups.
yeah, okay, yeah. So he was promoting desirable qualities in the human
My
race
Google
with
search is fucked
controlled
up.
breeding. So that's gross.
Controlled breeding.
But
Nothing
this
I thought
same
we'd ever discuss.
scientist was creepy because he was trying to do operations on humans. So
That's fucked.
there's a theory that offered him as
Offered it to the scientist?
with him, like working together. Okay, because this baby, by the way, had what is it called?
Was
Gosh.
perfect?
No, had rickets. Have you heard of that?
I have. It used to be my friend's nickname until we realized what it was. Her name's Erica, then we shorted it down to Ricky, then we shorted it down to Rick, and then it got to Ricketts, and then we had to stop calling her. Oh,
Dane's calling me. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's a
Daniel.
condition that affects the development of strong bones. Um, so he required mega doses of vitamin D and daily exposure to a sun lamp kept by his cribside.
Which is literally everything people want now, by
He
the
had
way.
an unfused skull,
Oh, that's terrible.
2 large cranium, and hammer toes on his left foot.
Can I ask a
So,
stupid question?
hmm,
What's an unfused skull?
I think it's just like it's not fully fused, so your brain is like
Open?
if you fall, you can injure your brain.
I'm Googling quick. Please continue though.
Um, I
Oh,
think there are a lot of babies that have that question mark unfused skull. I don't know.
it's
I'm
soft
probably wrong.
spots.
Yeah. So basically, like if they fall and hit their head, they're hitting
There are
their
6
brain.
soft spots present during infancy, with the most notable being the anterior and posterior. Guys, we are learning today.
We are just learning.
We are learning. We are vibing.
So
We are thriving.
so they thought maybe he
Baby.
was like gonna replace his organs to make him like super baby, and he
Super
died on
Nazi
the
baby?
operating table. They also found medical equipment like around the dead body. There's not blood around the dead body, but who knows because their science back then was terrible. Um,
That
they
would
also
make
found,
sense though with the
I
missing
know,
body parts.
I know. And they also found that parts of his body were not decomposed at the same rate. So like they
How
might
is
have
that
used some
possible?
kind of chemical or
Like a
preservative or something.
formaldehyde?
Yeah. Yeah. And they found a blood-like substance that was not blood, so it was probably something that they used in surgery. Um,
What I see.
crazy. Also, Charles was kind of fucked up.
More so than we've already heard?
Oh, he used to play tricks on his like coworkers and people he went to school with. Like he left a venomous snake in someone's bed.
What
He
the
like
fuck?
replaced someone's water with poison and they
That's
drank it and
not
had to be
okay.
hospitalized.
What
And
is
he thought it
wrong
was like
with this
haha
man?
funny. Also, after the like during the murder investigation, he was fucking with the police and thought it was hilarious and wasn't like serious about finding his kid. He was just like pouring ice water down people's like the police officers' backs and being
Do you
like, haha,
do you think that's why he wanted someone else to deal with the ransom notes then?
probably because he's
He's like,
so
I don't got time for this. I gotta make people
creepy.
laugh.
I've got to do sick jokes.
Gotta make some
Um,
sick jokes.
he also was pushing little baby over like the week before the nanny saw him like pushing the baby over and laughing and watching him get up and then pushing him over. It's like you don't do that if he has brittle bones and you know this.
You don't do that, period.
Yeah, period. Like but like
But
especially
especially
if
if
like
poor thing
they're
has
super
rickets.
fragile. Yeah. Of
But
course
you
you
know,
don't
it's totally fine. They're a sturdy baby.
go ahead and push him over.
Push them over all you want. Oh my god. Last week we talked about SIDS and now
There's some more things.
This is why we have 4.7 stars and not a full-on 5. Right there. This is why. Don't
Please
forget to rate.
enjoy the goofiness, please.
Don't
Um,
forget to rate, review, and subscribe.
yes. Wait, there was another like shocking fact.
Theory or
He
about him?
had so Charles had 7 illegitimate kids with 3 other women,
What?
two of which were sisters.
Oh,
So he's like not well.
he
Or he
gross.
wasn't. He's not
He's a
still around.
Josie Grossy.
Watch, he replaced his organs and he's still around. He's still alive. Is he still alive? No. um, so yeah, there was like a lot of evidence that he may have been involved because of just his personality, mentality, and then his studies that he was doing. So,
Mm.
yeah, I really think he did it. They're trying to
Are they trying to do something like
yes.
posthumously? I don't know how to pronounce that at all.
Barry Scheck, a founder of the Innocence Project, which has represented roughly 200 clients exonerated by DNA evidence, which is amazing. So he fully supports these theories and thinks that there's DNA that they can test for this case. And he's encouraging the family to push for it, but no one is? Question mark.
Well, what family is left?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Because there wasn't any talk of there being like, I mean, I get he had illegitimate children, but like there wasn't any talk about, or at least
Another
I
kid.
didn't read about any other kids.
Yeah, I didn't either. Good question. We should look that up.
We
But
should.
so there were envelopes in the for the ransom notes. So they thought they could test the saliva on the stamped ransom notes for clues, but
Like 90 years later?
yeah, I guess so. I guess they could
Saliva lasts
still
that long?
I guess they could still gather DNA, which is crazy.
Everyone's gonna freak out when they hear that.
I know, it's
Everyone's gonna
wild.
be like, I'm not licking an envelope ever again.
So they pushed for that already,
Mhm.
but the New Jersey Attorney General's office has opposed the request, arguing that the integrity of historical items outweighs any interest in conducting DNA testing that will permanently alter and potentially damage the items. So that's bullshit because also
Yeah.
the um former governor of New Jersey actually made all records and evidence pertaining to this investigation available to the public. So people have been going into this storage like closet filled with the evidence and like picking stuff up for
What?
years. Yeah, so that's like contaminating the evidence and also they like allow people to pick up these translucent lucent papers that are so brittle that they crack.
How is that allowed?
I don't know. So there might not be a way to test anything at this point.
I feel like they don't want to. I feel like they don't want to,
I know,
you
there's
know,
some creepy
taint the
thing.
trial of the century and have to
For
admit
real.
that J. Edgar Hoover and
Well, they
Franklin D.
also put someone to
Roosevelt and
death.
yeah,
So they don't
and
want to
electric chair death also of all things. Like
yeah.
that's not like a I don't know, how do they do it now? Injection? What else?
Yeah, usually an
Having to
injection. I don't
watch
know.
The
Texas has
Valley?
all of
I don't
them.
know.
Do you know they still do like shooting deaths where they like have 6 people
What?
shoot at people? I can't remember what state.
Like
A
a
couple
like
states
a
allow it.
firing squad?
Yeah, like a firing
What
squad.
the fuck?
I know. How is that allowed?
How is that a thing? Death
Don't
by
don't
firing
fact
squad?
check me because it
I am
might be
fact
wrong.
checking it right now. Oh my God.
Someone told me that
Wait, what is this
recently.
even called? Oh, wait,
I
death
think death
penalty?
by firing fire. I don't know. Firing squad. So yeah, so they definitely don't want to be proved
Oh my
wrong
God, you're
when they
right.
put someone to death. Yeah, is it Texas?
No, but it's Idaho, Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Utah.
Oh my gosh, that's way more than I thought. I don't think anyone chooses to do it that way, like in the legal
Um,
system, but
Still an option.
that's so fucked up.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
so fucked.
Execution by firing squad now an option in South Carolina.
Now, like
God.
when they chose to put that in a bill to
I don't know. It's in a thing from 2022.
Are you joking me?
I love this. AP News says firing squads have never been a predominant method of carrying out civilian death sentences and are more closely associated with the military. I mean,
Ew.
again, I don't. Oh, Idaho, this is 2023. Idaho will become the 5th state to currently allow firing squads as executions. That's from
That's so
2023.
messed up.
Tennessee thought about it.
Would we like to do this?
They
That is
debated.
so messed up.
Also in 2023, they were like, let's debate on this topic.
I can see if they were like, this is a faster, more like
But is it faster?
painless
You still have
way.
to bleed out. They have to make sure they hit
Yeah,
you in the
that's
right
not
spot.
okay.
Like,
No.
we just went on a tangent, and I'm kind of happy we went on this journey
Me
together.
too. Me too. So I mean, there's not really anything that new, but there's some new theories and it makes sense. And there have been
So the
several
dad did
books
it.
written. Yeah. It sounds like the legal system is not going to let anything progress.
Hmm.
Like no DNA testing, probably. So that's a bummer.
That is a bummer. That's a
But
huge
people are still
bummer.
fighting for it. So we'll
As they
see.
should.
We'll
I hope
see.
I hope it makes a difference.
Yeah. Shall we travel on to the valley?
If we have to. Guys, I really did not like it.
I didn't either. I couldn't pay attention. I watched it twice because I wasn't paying attention
Oh
the
my God,
first.
you watched it twice?
Well, like kind of
Once was enough.
like half-ass watch. I could not pay attention.
All right, should we just go over the issues with it?
Yeah.
All right, let me go on my tangent. So, I was trying to be a fan of Jesse. One, because he's from Woburn, which is right outside of Boston. And two, the guy has a Pomeranian tattoo on the inside of his bicep.
That guy's a dick.
He's the worst human being. I thought Jax Taylor was bad.
He
This
is
guy is like
bad.
giving him one for the money.
Did you hear him say, he said, like, I'm not really sure where it went wrong with us, and we're just like struggling a little bit.
How
And then he
about
said, she's
what?
a mother, and I'm not really a dad yet. And it's like, right
Your
there,
kid's
bro.
3. Your kid is 3. What about how his wife and the baby slept in one room when she was born and he slept in another?
I can't, yeah.
And everyone's like, you guys were talking about divorce? I would divorce him in a heartbeat if I were her.
So they 6 days ago filed for
Yeah.
divorce.
Yep. It's like
And I'm proud of her.
the show came out and that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like and I know I said this to you earlier, but like it feels like it's just Vanderpump Rules with kids.
I know. And it feels kind of icky and like,
Yeah, the kids are cute,
but they're
but
trying to
like
have like these like trash crazy parties. Crazy. And
air
getting
quote.
tattooed at the party with
Okay,
kids.
at first I thought they were just like temp tattoos. And I'm like, no, you
Mm-mm.
hired a real tattoo artist to come to this
Which
party.
like
That
that's great. I
is
would do that. But like
absolutely. I was like, oh, what tattoo would I have gotten while I was
yeah.
there? Like, I like Brittany. I like how she just leans into her like her Kentucky life
I love it
and
too. Yeah.
like the carnival themed for Janet's birthday. I loved that. Like
Uh-huh.
Janet seems cool. Jason seems cool. Like they seem normal. I love Danny and his wife. The fact
Me
that
too.
he was like a child star. Did you remember seeing him when you were younger?
Yeah.
When they showed the flashback photo, I was like, I remember you.
I remember him. What is he in? Because
I don't
I don't
he
know.
said
Whatever.
it
I
on there and I
recognized
was like,
him.
yeah. And I think Jax is jealous that he and his wife have their shit together with 3 kids under 2 years old.
He's definitely jealous.
Yeah.
Just like he's super jealous of the spotlight being on Kristen and Luke trying to possibly have a baby.
Right?
He
You
is
felt that
so
too.
pissed about it for
Yeah.
some reason.
And Kristen keeps going back to being like, you say we have this brother-sister relationship, but you're just being an asshole.
He's truly an
He
asshole.
really is. And then wait, I missed this part. Did he like show his dick to everyone?
He pulled, wait, whose pants was it? He pulled Danny?
He pulled someone's
Danny's
pants
pat.
down,
He pulled Danny's pants down, I think. I think. And his penis was out because he was wearing a swimsuit.
and his wife's the one who got upset and
Yeah.
started crying.
Uh-huh. But like kids were around like
Yeah, no, it's not okay. But I'm just like, Jax, what are you doing,
he's
bro?
so
Like,
dumb. He's so
but
dumb.
okay. One thing I did like was seeing Lala there.
Mm-hmm.
I love having a crossover like that, especially with Lala, because I adore her.
Me too.
Um, and Sheena and her actually looked like they could have been sisters on the episode, which kind of freaked me out. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're morphing into each other.
Yeah, they are.
And I also love seeing Brock as like Brock,
Mm-hmm.
like
I'm
as a dad.
Brock is growing on me.
I love
He has
Brock.
some issues, but yeah.
They all do. They're
They
on
all
freaking
do.
reality TV.
I heard Brittany talk about like her surgery that she had on her like
Mhm.
jowl thing, and she was like, I didn't know it wouldn't be healed by filming time. So I had to wear that thing on my face. She had
Yeah,
to wear
she's
that
so
weird
real.
strap thing.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
why I like
gosh.
her though, because she's just so herself.
I know.
Like,
She's just honest about everything.
yeah.
How did you feel about Zach, the token gay man?
Okay, here's my like they got a token gay man and a token black woman.
I know, they really did. They really did.
I'm like,
It's kind of uncomfortable.
yeah.
But Zach, can I just say his hair is bad?
Petty comment of the day.
Petty comment of the day for sure. It's really not good.
It's
It's like
not.
a freaking helmet.
I did appreciate the wig choice for the party. He kind of gave some Bret Michaels vibes.
Mm.
I liked it. But yeah, I also like the whole scene with him and Kristen at lunch.
Mm.
It just didn't feel like an organic conversation.
No, it was like, let's plant this gay man in the scene and have him like ask questions that are scripted. That's what it felt like. They're like,
Yeah.
we need someone who's dramatic. We're
What
gonna put
did
him in here.
what did you think about the golf simulator scene where it was just like all the guys playing golf?
I don't know if I paid attention.
Oh, okay. So during that
Tell me.
scene, they invite Luke and Luke calls out Jackson is like, "Hey man, do you unblock me yet?"
Oh yeah, yeah,
And Jax was
yeah.
like, "I blocked you." And he's like, "Yeah, you blocked me on Instagram. I think you and Kristen got into a fight and you just blocked me too." He's like, "Well, I get into a fight with Kristen once a month, so."
Yeah.
No, so you clearly just don't like this guy. Like, why don't you just come out and
Yeah.
say you don't like him?
Right.
And why can't we just
I
let
do remember that.
Kristen live? She's 40 years old. Like, let her live her life.
Okay, how are you feeling about Kristen? Because I think she's kind of similar to Brittany, where she's very honest about stuff. Like she's like, we got in so many fights, and then he kicked me out of the house, and like just honest about
I
all
mean,
of it.
that's
And it's
exactly how
funny.
she was on Vanderpump Rules
She's
too.
just a mess, but
Yeah,
honest.
my thing with Kristen, it just doesn't feel like, yeah, she feels very genuine and authentic, and I like that about her. But at the same time, it feels like she just completely avoids figuring out why the fuck she does the same thing over and over.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
No
she says it.
therapy.
She's like, I
She does have
broke
therapy
up.
though.
Yeah. She like broke up with her boyfriend, and then a week later she went to a wedding, and that's where she met Luke, and then they banged outside of
Behind a
something.
tent or
Yeah.
something.
And I'm like, girl, you're clearly not learning from your past experiences. I might
No.
be projecting a bit, but it's okay.
No. Um, it's weird that Luke lives in Colorado like most of the time and they think
Yeah,
they're gonna
that
have
was
a
the other
kid.
thing. That was the other thing, which made
Hmm.
me feel like, because Kristen was saying, oh, yeah, we have these conversations all the time. But then Luke says at that golf thing, he says 99.9% of my life is in Colorado.
Right.
And Kristen's like, yeah, we're like ready to like get a place together. I want to move in with him. Like, we're going to live in the valley. Like, we're going to have a baby. And I'm thinking, and I think everyone else is thinking that's having this conversation with her.
How is that gonna work?
Yeah, how does that work when your partner doesn't live there? Granted, I guess he can have 9 months to, like, saying she gets knocked up right away from the beginning of this conversation. He has 9 months to figure that out. but wouldn't you want that figured out before you decide to, like, start trying? And she's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
we're trying. We get plenty of practice." I'm like, "Congratulations, you're
Is
having
she
sex,
pregnant
wonderful."
now? Do we know?
I don't think she is.
I remember I did listen to her podcast, and they were talking about moving to Colorado, so who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? I think Bravo must want to put some kind of, like, gag order on all of them because they're
I
all
know.
talking about what's happening in
Podcast.
their lives
It's ruining
now.
Bravo.
It really is.
We all know what happened. Like, there's no drama and breakups and stuff like
Yeah,
that
it's
because we
like you
all
don't
know.
yeah, everyone finds out now. I mean, do you think you will continue to watch it?
I mean, I think I will just because I don't know if I have time.
Alright, yeah. If I feel like
It'll
I
be like
could do it,
background
yeah.
noise or
I
something.
might wait a few weeks and, like, binge it, and then wait a few weeks and then binge
That's a good
it.
idea. Yeah.
Is it I mean, we'll see.
I mean, I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Um, well, you know what this brings us to, and I realize I did not complete this before we started recording. Quick shots of truth.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I have 6 this time. Just kidding.
Overachiever. That is Kaisa.
I mean, I had too many about food again.
I think I know why. But
Yeah.
please.
Um, beach or mountains?
Beach.
Ooh.
Oh, I
Uh,
don't like to hike or walk or run. The gorilla trekking was the last thing I will ever that's the one thing I will do.
well, that kind of answers one of my other questions.
Oh, great.
Pizza or sushi?
Pizza.
Savory or sweet?
Savory.
Pancakes or waffles?
I'm a waffle girl.
Ooh. Adventure travel or relaxation vacation?
Adventure travel. I don't like to sit
Oh,
still.
okay. So that's the one I thought you were gonna say relaxation because you went on the gorilla adventure.
Was that your last
Anyway,
one?
comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Okay.
Okay, so about the adventure travel versus the relaxation travel. Don't get me wrong, I love to go to a resort. I love to sit by a pool.
Mm-hmm.
However, once I've read a few chapters in my book, there better be like a ball or a slide or like an
Get bored.
activity because even when I was with my family in Palm Beach, I'm 33. The first thing I asked my dad as we get to the pool, "Are we gonna get a ball?" Like, I'm 33 years old. I don't necessarily need my 61-year-old father throwing me a ball to like entertain me, but at the same time, I'm like, just knowing that there's a ball there, I can like be entertained. But that's why I also love Atlantis Resorts and Spa, big and casino because
Ooh.
well, one, we learned I'm a fan of slot machines. Two, there's so
Oh,
many
very big fan.
slides.
Also, just so good at it.
Thank you.
Sorry.
You were my good luck charm. Two, there are so many slides. I
It's a
don't know how to
potty over
describe it.
there.
And three, well, when I used to drink, great swim up bars, great daiquiri time.
God,
Like
I love a pool bar.
I
It's
love
so
I
trashy.
love a pool
Love
bar.
swim up bar. It's so good.
Give it to me. I want to go to there. Okay. Are you ready?
um,
Guys, we're almost done.
I'm ready.
Paper or plastic?
I mean, honestly, plastic. Sorry, Earth.
Sorry, Earth. Wine or beer?
Wine.
Travel or stay at home?
Stay well, it depends on the travel, but
Mm,
stay at home
stay at home.
probably. I'm a homebody.
Candle or incense?
Ooh, candle.
Timer or calendar?
Oh, timer, probably.
Okay, the only reason I asked that is because I have my timer on my desk.
Yeah, it's important.
And I bought this thing for my countertop that's like a giant like digital calendar so I can like add all my stuff to it.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's pretty
that's
cool.
nice.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it. We did it. Wow,
We
I'm
did
slowly
it.
getting more and more gray.
We did it.
Not well,
And
guys.
we finished before 5 o'clock your time, which you asked for.
So I can crawl into bed now.
Yes, we did it with plenty of time to spare.
We did it. That was
We
actually, we're
did
gonna
it.
be
We
back on our
did
game
it.
next weekend because we don't have like travel and
Yeah, we're both home.
9,000 things.
We're not
Yeah,
going anywhere. This is the
right.
first time in a month I won't be traveling.
That's crazy. I've just had visitor upon visitor and then travel and then visitor and then.
I feel warm. I think I
Hmm.
need to go take a COVID test.
Oh God, do it.
Oh
Do
my
it.
God. All right. Thanks, you guys. This has
Thank
been one
you.
hell of an episode. Thanks for taking this journey with us. Don't forget to, God, here we go. Like,
Right.
subscribe, review, leave us a question.
Yeah, we need those questions. Why is
What
no one sending your
what are the
questions?
other ones? Follow us on Instagram, TikTok while it still lasts before it gets fully banned. Um, check out our website. Yeah, I think that's it. Is that everything? That's a mouthful. You guys
Okay.
have a good rest of your day. Thanks for
Bye.
joining us. Bye.